So good afternoon, everyone, or good morning. Hola, buenos dias. And for everyone joining us, boa tarde, boa dia. And I'm here today with the famous Alberto Di Tadi, and his also
Thank
famous
you, Dimitri.
company, Leonidas Travel. So, Alberto, the screen is all yours, and take us to this wonderful place called Croatia.
Uh, Thank you so much. Do you see my presentation? I believe well. And of course, I will annoy you. I know you're very busy. It's a very busy time. We can see how many requests you are sending. Thank you so very much. I'll give you some technical details about Leonidas Travel. I'll try not to be boring. And then we'll dive into the season of love and the best romantic spot in Croatia and beyond. Of course, Leonidas Travel is your DMC for Croatia, Slovenia, Montenegro, also in connection with the northeast part of Italy, Venice, Trieste, very strategic. I was just mentioning to Dominique that now we have a new non-stop flight from Dallas to Venice with American Airlines. So now we have Dallas, Newark, New York, Chicago, Philadelphia, and Croatia is just 1 hour and 30 minutes drive from Venice. So that's a very strategic airport for us. Um, Thank you to all my friends who have voted for us in 2024. We were honored to be awarded Best Virtuoso on Site. Of course, the credit, as you know, goes to the team. They are very informative, responsive, knowledgeable, fun to work with. They will always provide you with all the information you need to look like the real expert, even if you are not familiar with the destination. I need to update this picture because we are now 25 and we are gearing up for the summer season that we see it's going to be very, very busy. This is the geographical area we serve, including the northeast of Italy. And I really invite you to think out of the box. You can now offer your clients, especially those clients who are asking you what's new out there in Europe. They've been all over the place. Maybe you can just tell them that in 8 nights, without rushing from one point to the other, you can combine even 3 countries. You could fly into Venice, explore Slovenia, the new green jewel of our crown, and then combine it with Istria in the north part of Croatia, or you can fly into Split, enjoy this vibrant city, enjoy the Dalmatia Islands, disembark in Dubrovnik, and then extend your journey to Montenegro. Of course, we provide you with all accommodation, 4-star, 5-star luxury accommodation, hotels and villas. You don't have to book the accommodation through us. You know that you are free hands when you work with Leonidas Travel. Also, in terms of floating accommodation, we have a great selection. And of course, exploring a country such as Croatia from the sea is always a win-win. We have amazing contracted rates with the owners of the boats we use, and we are also able to offer you some flexibility. So you can offer an itinerary where you combine land and sea. It doesn't have to be a week on a boat. Not all the clients are fit for a week. After 2-3 days, they want to get their feet on the ground. So a combination of land and sea, if it's the first time, it's going to be a win-win for both of us. They will come back, and if they have enjoyed the experience, they will charter a yacht for the entire week. And of course, Leonidas Travel owns the car and driver company. It's called A&G Chauffeur, like Alberto and Giorgio. We wanted to sound like Dolce and Gabbana. I hope we are nicer. We have a fleet of Mercedes V-Class, a van, and E-Class, the sedan. Drivers are terrific. As you are expert in traveling, the driver is the first face you see and the last person you say goodbye. So it counts a lot when you're offering white glove service. Drivers are terrific, English speaking, very knowledgeable. They can take you to that authentic restaurant for an exquisite meal outside of the touristy path, and they can tell you joke about your the local people in the area. The best feedback I receive from your clients is like, oh wow, Tico was like traveling with a local friend. And that's for me luxury. Of course, there are many other means of transportation, vintage car, the SUV to reach that impossible winery, and much more. Just some advantages of working with Leonidas Travel: no minimum booking. That means, of course, we like to put together FIT. In that case, we quote just one single quote net to you. Uh, but if you prefer to do the hotels on your own, remember that we can provide you itemized costs for all our services. We quote net to you in euro or in US dollar if you are a US customer. We have a US bank account in the US, so we can also expedite payment and your commission payment much faster. Of course, no credit card. We will really present some elegant proposal. Now we have a software that allows us to create online link. We can easily export them on Axus or Travelfy. And of course, because of this travel app, we are in contact with your clients constantly. It happens they request additional services. If they do so, we always protect your commission. We are not waking you up in the middle of the night to ask permission. We'll deal directly with your clients on spot. And when you wake up in the morning and you read a thread of conversation, you realize that while you were sleeping, you were making money. So my suggestion is give yourself other 30 minutes to see what happens next. And of course, I will send you a follow-up with a very light brochure that contains 6 beautiful sample itineraries, ultra lux, off the beaten track, culinary adventure. Please have a look. You will see that with this layout, selling the journey to your clients will be much easier. And of course, for the most demanding clients, we also provide a butler service via WhatsApp number. It's great when your clients are staying at the villa and they want someone to contact 24/7. The butler can provide you with the gin that you ran out of it. So that's really what Leonidas Travel can do for you. And now, of course, the season of love. It's February, so you might want to have some fresh idea to offer your clients, your honeymooners, especially where to go this spring, this summer, this fall. Croatia and Montenegro, in this case, are the right destination for them. This is the island of Galeshnyak, outside of Zadar, and it means island of love. So I think I chose the perfect picture for today. And now let's start with Istria, this heart-shaped peninsula. As I say, heart-shaped. So we stay in the leitmotif of this presentation. Istria is really the new hot destination in Croatia, in the northern part. It's surrounded by pristine water. You have picturesque, colorful town all along the coast, and the inland is like a little Tuscany. And as you can see from the airport, Venice is just 1 hour and 30 minutes. If you're flying into Trieste now with ITA, also with Lufthansa buying ITA, Trieste will be also a great hub, or Ljubljana or Zagreb. 1 hour and 30 minutes, 2 hours and 30 minutes maximum, and you get to Istria. And of course, here we are. And I need to pay credit to Maestra Hotels and Resort for helping me with this presentation. We partnered to create the best experience. Here you are at the terrace of the Grand Park. Of course, Maestra Hotels and Resorts include some of the best accommodation in Istria. Grand Park, Montemolini, Adriatic, and many more. Really, this is a special location to be at, very strategic. You can take day trip tours no longer than 1.5 hours in the car, and you will explore a land of beauty, a land of goods. Istria is the second largest area in Europe for truffles. The best season is October and November, when you can find a white truffle. If you are lucky enough, you can extend your trip for another 10 days free of charge, because it sells like gold. There are plenty of families that will open their houses, their estate, their private wood for a truffle hunting experience. And some of you that I see here have already done it with me. And of course, it is much fun. Now, this is also a new experience because, as you know, we have a Roman ancient arena, which is actually 4 years older than the Colosseum. And it's a Pula Arena, where we are now able to provide you with a private visit after visiting hour. And why not? We can also set up a light dinner with a musician performance. I think this is a great idea for those who look for something unique. And of course, Istria is also a land of vineyards. Kozlovic, Kabula, many wine producers, small wine producers are in this land. And as I always say, in the small barrel stands the good wine. They cannot compete with Italy or France because the production is small. But again, it's increasing more and more, and they're getting a lot of recognition. And we are also happy. Oh, they are very, forget about industrial vineyards, wineries. They're very traditional. So arranging a picnic in the vineyard could be also something nice for your clients, of course. Even nicer after a couple of wine tasting. And now, of course, we have some secret beaches that we would like to take you to, and there are different way of transportation. We can use like a classic one, or a speedboat, a sailing boat, but really being surrounded by pristine water, this peninsula offers some hidden spots that are just thrilled to find. Or you can just now with Maestra, we also arrange balloon ride, so you can spot these wonders from above with an early morning balloon ride over Istria. It would be quite something successful to amaze your clients. Of course, here, as I mentioned, this is a great destination for weddings and for honeymooners. We have some exclusive venues that can be privatized for, as you can see, for a private dinner or for a special event. Of course, we need luxury transfers to these venues, and we got plenty in Istria that could really please any kind of need from your demanding clients. And now in Dalmatia, of course, Dalmatia is easy to reach when you fly into Split or into Dubrovnik. Dalmatia Islands are paradise on earth. And of course, what I like, I love Greece, but what I like of the Dalmatia Islands is that navigation between one island and the other is not that long. So you can really enjoy some navigation and just reach the next island and find out a secret cove, a bay where you can take a swim in the Adriatic. Of course, Dalmatia Islands are the most popular are Hvar that you see here, but also Brač, very underrated, and Korčula and Vis. I always say you don't need to go to Capri to visit a blue grotto, because there is one just outside of Vis, and it's less crowded. Of course, each island has a different character, but what makes they share the same value. They really preserve their culture, their craft. and I'll try to give you some example. Remember that Dalmatia Islands benefit of 240 days of sun. So if you are seeking for that particular experience, you are in the right place. And of course, uh, you have perfect places to relax and recharge. The best accommodations here are, of course, sanctuary hotels. For example, Elizabeth Palace, Moisey, a new hotel that clients are appreciating very much because it's very close to the old town, but still it offers a lot of privacy. And of course, Adriana or Maslina. Those are hotels that partner with Leonidas Travel, and they do a great job. Or you can opt for a floating accommodation. As I mentioned before, there's no better way to explore those islands than by chartering a sailing boat, a yacht, a catamaran. And according to your request, we'll be able to suggest the proper one. No worries. We can get on a phone call or on a meeting with your clients to properly understand their wishes and to properly advise on the best option for their vacation. Of course, this is an island. This is a paradise to discover. For example, lavender fields, the biggest after Provence, are in Kvar. Unfortunately, it's not up to me to decide when they bloom, but it's usually the last 2 weeks of June and the first week of July. We cannot guarantee it. It depends on many factors, but walking through ancient town in the island of Kvar through lavender fields is something really special. Or in Brach, they're very popular for masonry. They also pride that they provided the limestone for the White House in Washington. This is still to be verified, but you cannot discuss much with Icelanders. So, but we have some gallery and some workshop where you can actually learn about masonry, one of the most important craft in Brach or in Dalmatia in general. And of course, as I said, you have 240 days of sun, so you will have 240 days of sunset. And we really invite you to enjoy it and take your time, pomalo, like they say in Dalmatia. Take it easy, enjoy time, enjoy life. And those islands are the great spot for it. And now I'm so excited because Villa Dubrovnik is almost done. After almost 1 year of refurbishing, it promised to be, it was already icon hotel in Dubrovnik, but it promised to be something sensational. And it's the greatest alternative to Capri. I'm Italian, and I should not say that. I could go into trouble. But honestly, Dubrovnik coast is as fascinating as Amalfi Coast. Dubrovnik Old Town is actually can be quite busy, but not as busy as the Amalfi Coast. But the coast of Dubrovnik offers secluded spaces, secluded bays. You hardly see people, even in high season. And of course, you have this Adriatic vibe in Dubrovnik. The old town is great for shopping. I always suggest enjoy your time at Villa Dubrovnik in the morning. Enjoy the beach, enjoy the sun, and then in the afternoon, when most of the buses are gone, let's walk to the old town. Let's stop, for example, for a jazz concert in a nice cocktail bar. This is how I mean your experience in Dubrovnik. And of course, we have also a lot of oyster bars around Dubrovnik. We just drive an hour north of Dubrovnik and we reach the medieval town of Stone, where you can actually reach a wooden platform like Dominique we did on our fun trip, and you can pick your fresh oyster and of course taste them on spot. So again, a lot of oyster bars, not exactly the oyster bar that you would expect, but something very authentic. And of course, south of Dubrovnik is the Konavle area. It's a land of goods, fresh ingredients, farmers that are happy to open their estate for you to pick up vegetables from the garden, eggs, and then start your cooking class. Once you have finished, you have earn your meal to enjoy. And of course, we are almost at the end of our trip, but time permitting, and I always suggest this to you and your clients, take 2 or 3 extra days to indulge into Montenegro. Montenegro is a tiny country. From Dubrovnik, it's just 1 hour drive, border crossing. We just make sure it doesn't happen during weekends on August. But otherwise, there are 2 border crossing. We know, thanks to our drivers exchanging information, we know which is the less busy, and we always make sure your clients have a smooth transfer. And now Montenegro. Montenegro, as we say, it's the best kept secret of Europe. And this is the view that you would enjoy from the Grand Perast Hotel in Perast, right in the Boca Bay. You would enjoy an amazing, stunning view. And remember, you will enjoy the most southern fjord in Europe, where you don't freeze your butt to visit. It's always a very mild climate, even in the winter time. Uh, mm, Hotels such as L'Azur, One and Only, the Chadi, and the Regent are open all year round. There are also many small, charming hotels, Forza Mare, Forza Terra, Academia, which are also a good option for those clients who have a moderate budget. But no matter who goes here, the impression will be, breathtaking for all. And of course, if you want to venture south to Skradar Lake, or you want to raft on the Tara River, Montenegro is made of unspoiled nature, really untouched nature that can really impress your senses. And of course, some UNESCO sites not very easy to reach. For example, Ovchen is 461 steps, but you get the best panoramic view of Montenegro. Also, you enjoy some sculpture of Ivan Mestrovic, in my opinion, the representative of the Balkan culture. So it's worth it, the hike. And even Ostrogov Monastery has some difficulties, but the fatigue is rewarding once you get on top. Of course, you can reach those sites also in a different style. An helicopter flyover could be also a great experience, or if you are brave enough, I could drive you with a vintage car through the country roads of Montenegro. And this is to conclude our trip, which I hope you have included. Please put on your bucket list Croatia, in combination also with Montenegro. Rely on Leonidas Travel. I'm sure we can orchestrate the perfect trip for your clients. whether it's a honeymoon, a family trip, LGDB or whatever, just count on us. And now this is a picture that my my team make fun of me, but we all have our comic. So thank you. You have my contact. Please feel free to write to me. We are remodeling our website. Some of you might be upset about it because they have always found it a nice, a valuable tool. But I promise the new website will be just amazing. And again, I will be sending you a follow-up with some sample itinerary. They are online link. Please click on that and see how easy it is to present an itinerary to your clients with such a great visual.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Alberto. Voilà. So what do? We're gonna do the wheel after, huh? I need to, of course, we have to wait for the end of the webinar, and then I prepare the wheel, and I send you the recording with a recording of the webinar. What do we do? Huh? Unless you have a question you thought about
Maybe
and you have a
the
question in mind.
Dominique, if you, I mean, really, if you trust me, after the webinar, send me the list of those who have attended,
Yeah.
and I will just close my eyes and do it with, let's see, I could do it with
All right.
my magic. If you, I'm sure that, I mean,
No,
I
I trust
want to give
you.
you
I
some
trust you. I
win.
trust you. I'm gonna send you
And
the attendee list. Huh? Voilà, perfect. Do that.
the fact is that I have probably 40 friends here, and I will make one friend happy and 39 friends upset. So
Oh, okay. So
you
voilà.
know you always have a
Perfect.
chance.
So let's do the question. Angela said,
Oh, yeah,
Austria looks so beautiful. Ellen wants
it
to
is indeed.
know, Villa Dubrovnik, when is it going to be fully done? For the next summer season or before?
No. Good question, Ellen. Thank you so much. It's going to open in April. It's official.
Okay, so
It's
then you can
official.
sell it for this summer. Huh? Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, yes, absolutely.
Carly, what is the best and easier way to get to Montenegro?
Well, flying into Dubrovnik would be the best option. Otherwise, there are also minor airports like Tivat, which is very well connected with Paris Charles de Gaulle, with Frankfurt, Amsterdam, and Heathrow. But of course, you don't have the same amount of connections that you would have when you fly into Dubrovnik. But Tivat is a very solid alternative. I would avoid Podgorica, the capital of Montenegro, because it's a good 2.5 hours drive, and I know your clients, when they get to a destination, they would like to, get to the hotel as soon as possible to refresh and regenerate a little bit.
Mhm. Robert, you said Leonidas, great for my cruise client who visited Krita Park.
Thank you, Robert.
Voilà. Hélène, great presentation. Tour meant to tempt us all, indeed. Alicia,
Okay.
for the trip through beautiful Croatia, I'm getting my citizenship and I'm very excited.
Ooh, well, we are hiring Alisa.
Angela, she said the wheel. She won the wheel. Carly said, thank you very much for your time. Would love to connect, and I'm going to be in Croatia this May.
Please do connect.
Kela, thank you very much. That was lovely. Donna, which luxury hotel do you recommend in Montenegro beside one and only? And you have not
Yeah.
done ours too. We have our private
Oh
hotel.
yeah, Mamula. Oh my gosh, Mamula is something stunning. It's something for honeymooners. Yeah, I didn't have time to update it with Mamula, but
Yes, that's
it's
what I thought, huh? Because it's new. We
one
have
of the best discovery ever. It's in a fortress, in an island, completely isolated. No problem of sea view because it's surrounded, and all rooms have sea view. Plus sunset, sunrise. It's stunning. Mamula Island is really something unique that you need to suggest to your clients. They will thank you forever. Beside one and only, which is of course one and only, we have Lazur. Lazur is very boutique. The owner is a local one. He has spent 20 million on a total renovation, and it's really something nice, with a private marina, with a private beach. Absolutely, it has everything you need, and it's really even closer to Dubrovnik. So that could be a good option if your clients maybe have a early flight from Dubrovnik, and they are a little bit concerned about driving to the airport the next morning. Another hotel that I really love, and I mention it, it's Grand Perast. Now, I know you're a travel expert, and when you finish your trip to Italy, you always like to indulge in Lake Como. The Boca Bay experience is pretty much the same feeling, and Grand Perast, the white limestone building, is something very classy with an amazing view on the Boca Bay. So you have everything at reach. You can either walk to Kotor, or take a short boat transfer, or a car driver. But you are really dominating the entire Boca Bay. So Grand Perast is always also a very. And we have also some new Solis, for example, is a new one and only brand hotel, very modern, very hipster. So we have several options beside one and only.
So, Suzanne, you want to know, for honeymoon and relaxing time, do you recommend just staying on the island, Alberto?
Well, usually, you flying into Split, 1 night, 2 nights in Split could be nice, and then most of the time you can spend between maybe Brač at the Lemon Garden, for example, or in Hvar at the Maslina or Elizabeth Palace, and then at the Lishi Dimitri Palace in Korčula. Islands would be great, and then of course you need to go back either to Split or to Dubrovnik. So adding Dubrovnik is always a must. Sometimes I receive requests, design an itinerary off the beaten track for me, and I leave Dubrovnik out, and they say, where is Dubrovnik? So it's you say off the beaten track. But otherwise, another good way to explore the island is a couple of nights in Split. You charter a boat, a catamaran, a sailing boat, for 2-3 nights, and you can do every night. You can stay in a different island, explore the island, and go to the next, and decide whether you want to sleep in an equipped marina close to the town, or if you prefer to choose, in accordance with your captain, a secluded cove to enjoy the night. So that's also a nice experience. But then you go back to Split or Dubrovnik for sure.
Thank you. Kim would like to ask you, any update on the sales of Hotel Icador? Are we still going to be able to use it?
Well, this is a tricky situation. I cannot answer this question. There is a new ownership, and we have used Icador a lot. I'm a big fan of it. The new ownership, we need to understand what plan they have in mind. It's not up to me to say, but of course, the hotel is stunning, but the personnel in that hotel made a difference. So that's an important element, because we can have a palace of gold, but if the personnel is not fit, it would be not my suggestion to your clients.
All right, Alison, if you can only do 2 areas because of time, where would you recommend to choose?
Well, always your clients, when you leave Dubrovnik out, they complain. Split has more to offer, because from Split you can take a boat trip daily. You can go one day to Brač, one day to Hvar, and come back to. It's logistically speaking, Split it's easier, but if you skip Dubrovnik, your clients would complain. So I would do flying into Split, embark on your private boat, reach by private transfer Hvar, then move to Korčula, Dubrovnik, and that's it. But they will regret they miss Split.
Thank you. Nicole would like to know, what is the best time to visit Croatia and Montenegro?
The best, you see, the northern part, for example, Istria, is amazing in the springtime, in the fall. Venice, Trieste, Ljubljana, and Zagreb can be connected all year round. Of course, the Dalmatia and Montenegro is more seasonal. So springtime, let's say late May, June, first week of July, give it a pause in August, and then September and October is great. Of course, if you're chartering a yacht, you can easily travel in August without worrying about the crowd. You'll always have your private space, so no problem.
Thank you very much, Alberto. Veronique would like to know, she said Croatia is really a beautiful country. I used to go often living in Slovenia. Thank you for presenting this country. I love it. Thank you, Veronique.
Yeah. Oh, we love Slovenia. Slovenia is upcoming, and it's also a very nice honeymoon destination for those who like outdoor activities, wine and food. In terms of food, consider that they have the high percentage of new Michelin restaurants. They're really going crazy with food, and the ingredients are so fresh, so related with the land. So it's a really genuine experience. I always say, don't talk of sustainability if you haven't been to Slovenia, where you can buy fresh eggs in the city center of Ljubljana from an automat machine that is supplied daily by farmers that come for the green market in Ljubljana. Amazing.
And Veronique, you said same comments for Montenegro, huh? Alors, Robert, when will Janu from Amman be open in Montenegro?
I cannot say. You know, Villa Milocer is actually open. I think Amman keeps it quiet because the core business of that hotel, which is, in my opinion, one of the nicest Amman I've ever seen, is Sveti Stefan Island. Sveti Stefan Island is a UNESCO site, so there is a dispute with the local because the local want to be free to visit the UNESCO site, which has also a two important little churches, so they want to be able to go there and worship. I understand, but Amman, of course, cannot charge you 5,000 a day and have locals sneaking into your rooms, your windows. So they were very professional in close to avoid this kind of situation. Villa Milocer 9 bedrooms room is still there, and basically, all the Amman facilities, the spa, the swimming pool is next to Villa Milocer. I'm not saying anything, just
Carly would like to know if adding Montenegro to an end of a trip, how long would you suggest?
Well, usually 2-3 days. That's a good amount of time. Of course, if you're more intrigued by this destination, and 6 days also to do some hiking inland. Remember, in terms of roads, Montenegro is a little bit behind. So if you go on Google Map, you think that you can get from point A to point B in 1 hour. But if Grandpa is driving that day, those are just two-way road. It might take you 2 to 3 hours. And in summertime, the major highlights like Boca Bay tends to become a little congested. But of course, if you have a private boat or someone like Leonidas suggesting the best way to travel is easier for you.
Mm-hmm. Kathy, you said you sent me some pictures, so I'm going to look at them. They were taken years ago on the car. Donna, what is the best location?
Donna, for the Elafiti Islands, you cannot go wrong. For the Elafiti Islands, you depart from Dubrovnik. It's just 1 hour and 15 minutes boat ride. It depends which part of the Elafiti, but Dubrovnik is the place to depart for the Elafiti.
Mm-hmm. And Donna also want to know what the best location to take boat excursion to Elafiti Island.
Yeah, I just replied.
Okay, I thought that was the second one. That I cannot pronounce the name of those lakes. How much time would you allow for? I cannot pronounce the name.
Plifite. Okay, for Plifite now, Katie, my best suggestion. Now, you see Croatia stretches in length. and it changed dramatically miles after miles. Now, to include Plitvice in this itinerary, you should probably fly your clients into Zagreb, because the Plitvice Lake are just 2 hours south of Zagreb. So flying into Zagreb, spend one night at the Esplanade, for example. The next day, we can get you to Plitvice. There are some amazing lodges there, like Phenomen, for example. So if your clients are really up into outdoor activities, I always suggest, maybe the next day you take a guided tour of Zagreb, you leave in the afternoon, you reach your lodge at Phenomen. You are just in the heart of the national park, just a stone thrown away from the major cascade, and you can enjoy the authenticity of the Lika region, and a sip of wine, maybe a pekka, which is this method of cooking under the iron bell. And then the next day in the morning, you can take the hiking tour of the Plitvice, which is, it can be very simple, 2 hours, up to 4 hours or 8 hours for a pro, where you really cover all the 16 lakes, because the park is made of 16 lakes at different level, and you have water stream, waterfalls all around the park. But the major cascade can be done in 2 hours. Then you have different hiking itinerary. But if you stay at the lodge, you start in the morning, like 9 o'clock. Usually it's the most visited site. It's our Vatican of Croatia. So you can really do it in the morning before buses arrives, which is usually around 11:30.
All right, thank you. That was the last question, Alberto. So we're going to say goodbye to everybody. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you very much.
You
Thank
said
you. Love, love, love to all. Oh, so Courtney,
love.
Natasha, Nicole. If I'm not mentioning someone, really apologize, but thank you really much for your friendship, first of all.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Yeah? And I love your
Thank
glasses. So feel proud of it.
All right. I feel better.
If everybody wants to join me at 2 p.m., we're going to go to the Bahamas and visit Little Pipe Cay. Huh? So thank you
Okay.
so much, Alberto.
We will give you the winner. We will give you the winner by tomorrow. So by the time
And
you send me the list.
but you're gonna send email with a recording, the follow-up, and then I don't know, you announce the winner to the winner, I guess, and huh? I'll let you decide. You're in charge.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you. And
Thank
that
you, everybody.
Alberto through our platform www.letsconnect365.com. You can make an appointment any time of the year, any day, and the same for me. Huh? Thank you, everybody. Have a good rest of the day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Happy San Valentine.